Hello everybody and welcome to Uproot Reddit. Well, it's summer. Love is in the air and everyone should feel giddy inside when they see their other half. As long as that other half doesn't have an entitled parent breathing down their neck 24/7. Dear couples, here's a little dating advice. When you're dating someone you truly love, you're dating them, not their family. Take it from Reddit user Deranged Behemoth, who only wanted to see the love of his life all alone, and with absolutely no interference from her mom. You know what, let's just skip the formalities and go straight into the story. Today, we're going to be talking about Deranged Behemoth's entitled mom encounter in his post, Entitled Mom Calls the Police on Me for Stealing Her Daughter. Who is my girlfriend? And an adult. Oh, the irony. Sorry this is so long, but I hope those of you who read it will enjoy it. Now, this happened about 5 years ago. My fiance and I have been together 7 years this month. We were hoping to get married this year, but might postpone it due to the circumstances. We were reminiscing some old stories yesterday when this one came up, and she suggested I share it. She was my girlfriend at the time, and at that time, I was fully aware that her mom was a few fries short of a happy meal. But this was the pinnacle of her behavior. Now, if you guys enjoyed this story, I actually have a few more I can share if you like. Again, sorry for the length, but I hope you guys enjoy it. FYI, there is a happy ending. Okay, cool. An entitled mom story that has a happy ending. This ought to be interesting. But first, let's look at the cast of characters that are in this story. Quote, EM, which equals entitled mom, my future mother-in-law. Girlfriend equals Ellie. PO is police officer. OP is, well, obviously we know who that is. And without further ado, let's get right into the story. Ellie and I weren't living together at the time. She just stayed over from time to time when she could. I took her home after she had been staying with me a couple of days and was heading to work. But shortly after, just before getting to work, I get a phone call from her and I can tell she is in tears. Apparently, when she got inside, entitled mom immediately blew up on her about being gone for so long, even though it was only 2 days, and she told entitled mom she was going to be gone and kept in contact with her while she was gone. But Ellie just sort of brushed it off and went to her room. That annoying moment when your parents ask, "Why didn't you contact me?" And you say, "Well, I text you, I let you know where I was going beforehand, I called you, you didn't answer my calls nor my texts, so really, I did my best." Anyways, we continue. Entitled's mom's house was pretty much your stereotypical crazy cat lady house. House badly decaying, cats all over the place, going to the bathroom in random places and whatnot. And when Ellie gets to her room, she realizes while she was gone, the cat peed and pooped all over a pile of her clean clothes. Because that's what cats do. It's called territorial scent marking, or in other words, my property, not yours anymore. But whatever, Ellie decided to just bag them up and she would wash them next time she came to my place. Her mom didn't have a functioning washer at the time. And apparently, that really set entitled mom off. Entitled mom apparently thought Ellie was bagging her clothes because she was planning to go back to my place that night and stay another few days. So she stomped into her room, grabbed the bag, ripped it open, and flung the clothes all over the room, along with the cat poop and pee, while screaming at Ellie that she's not going anywhere. That's when Ellie ran outside and called me. She was so upset and didn't know what to do. And her mom had been doing crazy stuff to Ellie since I'd been with her. But up until now, I just helped her however I could while not getting involved and not saying a word to her mom. I told her to go ahead and get the things she needs, and I'll take her to my place. She said she would love that. I told my work I was gonna be late due to an emergency and turned around to go pick her up. It's enough that the mom is a control freak, but now she's really gone off the deep end. I wonder how this story will play out. Well, let's see what happens next. When I pulled back up to the house, Ellie was in the driveway crying. I went and hugged her, told her it was gonna be okay and that she could stay with me as long as she wanted. So she went back inside to get her things. As I was standing outside waiting, I heard the door open again and went to help Ellie with her things. Uh-oh, it's her mom. Awkward. Entitled mom comes stomping out with her hair crazy and frizzled and an old nightgown. Typical of an entitled mom with a very bad temper tantrum. She beelines for me and gets right in my face. Now here's the conversation that ensued. Quote, entitled mom with an extremely thick, high-pitched southern accent. My daughter said I need to come out here and ask what you think of me. I knew that was a blatant lie, as Ellie would never instigate this. You got something to say? Huh? You think I'm trash, don't you? That's what you think, isn't it? Again, up until now, I'd completely kept my mouth shut and was trying to maintain that. But this woman was up in my face, freaking out, and was tormenting the woman I loved. So what did I do? I finally looked at her and broke my silence. Why do you treat her like this? What do you mean? That's my daughter and I worship the ground she walks on. Oh, really? So calling her a rebel, brat, spoiled, and stubborn piece of trash is worship? Yes, I've heard her say this with my own ears. I would never say anything like that. Now I'm getting rather irritated. I don't believe you. I've heard you say it. You get your freaking butt off my property. Okay, I almost never find myself in situations like this, so I'm not used to it. I say that because after she said this, I pretty much saw red. Now, I'm not proud of it, but I just started shouting every curse word in the book I could possibly think of at the top of my lungs while she went back in the house. But thankfully, that only lasted a few seconds and I immediately calmed down. Okay, that escalated rather quickly. So finally, Ellie comes back out with her stuff. We put it in the car and I assume it's over. But Ellie turns to me and says, I'm sorry, but we can't leave yet. Why not? Mom called the cops. Again, typical entitled mom move. I sort of had a feeling that would happen. No big deal. So we just sat and waited for the cops to arrive. After about 10 minutes or so, a cop car pulls up. Right when he does, entitled mom comes out of the house and oh my gosh. Yes, she was doing exactly what you think. She instantly puts on the fragile, brittle old lady act. Hunched over, walking slowly, the whole gig. And of course, when the police officer asks her what happened, she has to pitch her entire medical chart to the guy. Ellie will tell you this woman has been terminally ill for 12 years. Right. So when she finally gets done trying to milk this poor guy for sympathy, she tells her version of what happened. Sir, he came onto my property and verbally attacked me. He's awful to me, sir, and I've never even done anything to him. He turned my daughter against me and is trying to convince her to leave. At first, he seemed somewhat sympathetic to her. That is until he turns to Ellie. Ma'am, is this your boyfriend? Yes, sir. Okay, and how old are you? Sir, I'm 23. Now, this was my favorite part because the officer looked up from his notepad with a look of, wait, what? Obviously, he was thinking Ellie was a minor or something based off of how entitled mom was acting, but quickly realized just what he was dealing with. Eventually, he turns to me. Okay, sir, please give me your version of what happened. I did so. Funny side note, at one point, the police officer looks up at me and says, "You look really familiar. Do I know you?" It actually turned out the police officer and I had gone to high school together. Once we recognized each other, we laughed and shook hands, and very briefly. This was hilarious because out of the corner of my eye, I see Entitled Mom has a big scowl on her face as she sees me getting friendly with the police officer. But anyway, the police officer puts his notepad away and turns to me. Just FYI, he says the following with this heavy tone of, "I know that you're fully aware of this and don't believe you are in the wrong at all, but I have to say this as a formality. Well, original poster, she doesn't want you on the property, so be aware that if you come back here, you technically can be charged with trespassing. Do you understand this as I've explained it?" "Absolutely, sir." "But sir, I want to press charges." "He didn't do anything illegal, ma'am." "But he verbally assaulted me." "I understand that. And while that was ill-advised," he slightly turns to me and gives me a small gesture with his hand, and I nod in agreement. "It's not something I could arrest him for. He agrees he will not come back on your property without your direct permission." "Okay, fine, whatever. Ellie, come back inside." "What? No." "You heard the police officer. Original poster is leaving and you're staying here." Whoa, ma'am, I didn't say that at all." But, "Your daughter is not a child, ma'am. She's a full-grown adult. She has every right to go wherever she wants. I'm her mother. She lives under my roof. I told her she needs to stay here, so she needs to stay." "No, ma'am, that is not how it works. If she wants to go stay with her boyfriend, there is absolutely nothing you can do to stop her." Thus, Entitled Mom starts the fake crocodile tears and stomps in the house in defeat. Ellie and I thanked the officer, got in the car, and left. We've been living together ever since. And for those of you who are still waiting for that happy ending, well, here it is. Quote, "Believe it or not, Entitled Mom isn't really much of an entitled mom anymore. Over the years since that day, Entitled Mom has actually decided to make an effort to try and improve herself. I guess she realized that if she didn't make changes, she would lose her relationship with Ellie. So Entitled Mom started taking advantage of her medical coverage and went to see her psychiatrist and got medicine for mental illness she actually had, as opposed to the one she would make up. Since then, well, she has actually gotten way better. She takes her medicine regularly and has a boyfriend that is an extremely kind man and treats Ellie as though she were his own daughter. So basically, Entitled Mom isn't really an entitled mom anymore. We actually get along very well and we see them frequently, and we help each other out whenever we can. We actually looked back on the early years when she was, in fact, an entitled mom and laughed. So not only is everybody getting along well, we can actually share the cringe stories and happily laugh about them. If you guys would like to hear some more, let me know. And here's some edits worth considering from the original poster. Quote, "Oh my gosh, thank you all so much for your upvotes, awards, kind wishes, and positive support. I'm so glad you guys enjoyed this so much. I'm absolutely blown away by your responses. And so is Ellie. We greatly appreciate you all. A lot of you have said you would like to hear more, so either tonight or tomorrow I'll post another story that we call The Jellyfish Story, and I'll put Ellie's Mom Part 2 in the title. Again, thank you guys from the both of us. So if you'd like to see and read the jellyfish story on your own, make sure you go to Deranged Behemoth's page on Reddit and find that original post. But unfortunately, that's all for today. We ran out of time, but we'll be back for more Entitled Mom encounters right here on Uproot Reddit. Stay safe, everyone, and have a great day. We'll see you next time.